Hi, my name is Dami and I'm a data analyst. I've been a data analyst for about 4 years now. All right, so today I'll be talking about questions that people that are just venturing into data analysis, the questions they asked me, and I'll just be giving answers to them today. I hope you get to learn one or two things. Thank you. After discovering that I was interested in tech, I decided to do a lot of research to know what area of tech interests me, right? So I found out about data analysis and I was interested, and that was how I started. So how did I start? I started by getting a course on Udemy, right? The name of the course was the Complete Data Science Bootcamp. Right, so in the course, I learned a lot of tools. I learned Python, I learned R, I learned Power BI and Tableau, right? And I learned a lot of statistical analysis. So that's basically how I started. So I'll be listing out a couple of tools, which are like the basic tools you have to learn. The first one is Microsoft Excel, Python, Power BI or Tableau, then SQL. Not in that direct in that order, but then those are the tools you need to learn. Right. So I know some people be like, do I need to learn Excel? Excel is just like everybody knows Excel. Alright. So there are some things you need to know about Excel. So there are some things you need to be able to do as a data analyst in Excel. So I said you should learn Excel because if you'll be working with a corporate organization, most of the data sets that you'll be working with will be in Excel. All right, so learn Excel. There are some things you need to know how to do with Excel. Some of them are sort and filter. You need to know how to use the pivot table in Excel. All right, you need to know VLOOKUP, the functions and formulas in Excel is very, very important. Then you need to understand the basic data cleaning methods. The next tool that I would advise that you learn is SQL. Right, so SQL is a language that lets you interact with databases. To access these databases, you need to understand some form of structured coding. Right, so you need to understand some form of structured coding, and you need to understand the basis of relational databases. So you need to understand what primary keys, the foreign key, relationship between tables, the select statements, the from statements, the where statements. All right, then you need to understand group by and other by, then joint and union. So these are the things you need to focus on basically. A very quick and easy way to learn SQL is learning on mode.com. That was where I learned, and it was quite easy. And you're learning SQL on this platform, you get to learn and write queries on the platform. So it takes away the burden of you downloading probably Postgres or MySQL. So you get to practice on that platform itself. So the next tool that I'll be talking about is Power BI or Tableau. They are used to visualize large data sets. They basically do the same thing. They are quite similar and they are very, very easy to use. One amazing thing about learning this tool is if you have the understanding of how to use Excel to visualize data, to analyze data, using these tools, especially Power BI, it is going to be quite easier for you to learn, right? They both make it easier for people to understand, explore, and manage their data sets, right? Another thing with this tool is you are able to import data from various sources, right? You can import data from your SQL database, from different databases. All right, so that is one amazing thing about these two tools. So taking it a step further, you need to learn Python. So Python is an advanced tool that you use to manipulate your data. All right. It's also a tool that you use for mathematical and statistical analysis. Some basic things you need to know while learning Python are main, median, mode, right? So those are the things you need to focus on: measures of variability, confidence level, probability, frequency distribution, and all of those things. So those are the things you need to focus on while working with Python. There are some data sets that you really don't need to use Python. You just need to probably use Power BI or Tableau with them. right? So being able to understand what tool to use for a particular data set is also something you need to be aware of as a data analyst, right? So that is all about the question of what tool should you learn. The best way to answer this question is to say Excel is the software while spreadsheet is the file. Right. Spreadsheet is used to store and manage data sets in cells. These cells are represented in rows and columns. That is what your spreadsheet is. Right. And Excel is just one of the softwares that helps to make spreadsheets. So the other softwares that you can use Google Sheets, right? The one you use online, you can use Google Sheets and you can use Apple Works, right? But Excel is widely used. So Excel is the program while spreadsheet is the file. All of this depends on the company you plan to work with or the company you are working with. Some job descriptions, they only require that you know how to work with Microsoft Excel on the advanced level, right? So some companies, that is their base, that's their requirement, just Excel, right? And there are people that what they do is they are basically Excel data analysts. Any data they are working on, they are analyzing it with Excel. While there are some companies that would require that, oh, you need to know Power BI or Tableau with SQL and Excel. So it is really dependent on your company. And but then to become advanced in your career, you will need to learn programming languages like Python or R. Whenever you plan to learn a particular thing, make sure that you are curious and interested about what you want to learn. You don't just learn because somebody tells you that, oh, this course is good for data analysis. You need to be sure. You need to be curious, and you need to be interested in whatever it is you want to learn. Then the next thing that I would say is define a goal, right? So let's say you want to start a course. List out the things you want to be able to do by the end of the course. All right, make sure whatever tool you're learning, let's say you're learning Power BI, at the end of the course, one of your goals should be, I should be able to build a dashboard, right? So define a goal. Some of these courses online, they are video based and they are project and example based. I don't think you should learn by just watching the videos as if you're watching a movie. No. Whenever you're learning and there is an avenue for probably the tutor when he's treating an example or a project, make sure that you get to do all of those things yourself. And before you can do that, make sure that the tools that will be used in the course, make sure that you have them on your system. So whenever a problem is being solved, try to solve it on your own. That is how you can learn faster. When you're able to apply the knowledge you've learned in all of the courses that you've taken, we're able to apply them on projects. That is when you know that, okay, yes, I'm ready. So one way by which I tell people to learn, to practice what they've learned, is getting data sets to work on. And a very good place to get your data set is on Kaggle.com. Kaggle has a lot of data sets you can work on. You can work on them using Python, R, Power BI, and all of those tools. Right. So when you are able to work on this on projects, right, it's going to build your confidence level and it's going to build your portfolio. So try as much as you can to practice often and practice more using various data sets. I hope you've been able to learn one or two things. If you have any questions or observations or suggestions, you can drop them in the chat box. Thank you.